What should you expect at your marriage-based green card interview? So my first piece of advice to anybody going to their marriage-based green card interview is to plan to arrive early. You want to anticipate there may be traffic. You want to get to the office early because you have to go through security, check in, and you might have problems along the way. You should dress like business casual, dress kind of like you're going to church, that kind of level, not too casual, it's not too formal either. You should bring with you evidence that you and your spouse are still in a relationship. USCIS prefers evidence of your commingling of finances, like bank statements, insurance, health insurance, car insurance, any statements of things that you guys have bought together, definitely jointly filed taxes, things of that nature. You want to bring documents from the period between when you filed your application and the day of the interview. After you check in, an officer will call you back to a smaller office. In that office, the officer will swear you in and begin to ask you questions about your relationship and the application. Sometimes they talk about the relationship first and then the application. Sometimes they do it reverse. You can prepare by having you and your spouse go through the I-130 and the I-485 that you filed. If you notice anything is incorrect or needs to be updated, that is the purpose of the interview, to make any additions or corrections or changes or amendments. As far as questions about the relationship, typically officers will ask how you guys met, if you've met each other's families, if you've traveled together. It's really hard to anticipate exactly what questions you'll get. But if you're in a genuine relationship, none of these questions will catch you off guard or be difficult to answer. If you honestly don't know the answer to a question or don't remember, I don't know and I don't remember are perfectly acceptable answers. You don't want to give an answer that you're not sure of just because you think you have to give an answer on the spot. If you haven't considered hiring a lawyer to go with you, or if you don't already have a lawyer working with you and your spouse, my recommendation would be to consider it. USCIS officers are not always kind and respectful, and having a third party in the room, just having a lawyer present, will help ensure that the officer gives you and your spouse the time and respect that your case deserves. Also, as a lawyer, I can redirect questions. I can object to any questions that are inappropriate. If I can tell that you or your spouse got confused or the officer isn't understanding something, I can ask follow-up questions to try to clear up any misunderstanding.